So despite being winless in our Gold Cup group, Trinidad and Tobago still have a chance to qualify for the knockout round of the Gold Cup. So let's set that equation straight one time. So of course Trinidad and Tobago face Saudi Arabia on Sunday, tomorrow, and Haiti take on USA. USA, of course, have already advanced, I believe, 6 points, two wins out of their 2 games. Trinidad and Tobago with a loss and a draw, and Haiti with a loss and a draw, which puts us at the bottom of the table with 1 point. Haiti just above, and Saudi Arabia in second on 3. So if we manage to beat Saudi Arabia, we'll be on 4 points, and the hope is that USA will beat Haiti to be on 9, and we will finish second in the group. So we still do have a chance to advance despite the bad form. So let's talk about the game now. Of course, Trinidad and Tobago taking on Saudi Arabia on Sunday, 7 p.m. kickoff. It's going to be a difficult one. It's going to be a very difficult one. This is a serious Saudi Arabia team. Let's talk about them. First of all, Dwight York's first defeat as Trinidad and Tobago manager was to Saudi Arabia in December last year. A 3-1 defeat. It was in Saudi Arabia, and it was pretty early on in Dwight York's managerial career, well, for Trinidad and Tobago. So they could kind of cut him some slack, but still, a 3-1 defeat, I wouldn't consider it licks, but comfortable enough for the Saudis. Now, the hope is that he would have taken notes, and he's pretty familiar with how they play. I mean, I guess, there might have been changes from then to now, but nevertheless, we have a familiar face in Saudi Arabia. Now, they started off their campaign with a 1-0 victory over Haiti, which already beats us back because we just drew 1-1 with a 10-man Haiti. They beat a 11-man Haiti 1-0. So it shows that they are a bit ahead of us. I mean, I know you can't look at football like that, but you can in some instances. And then, of course, they lost 1-0 on Thursday to the USA. And it wasn't bad licks. They had chances. They looked threatening going forward on the counter-attack. So they are a formidable team. Not to forget that they did beat world champions. They were the only team to beat Argentina in the last edition of the FIFA World Cup. So they definitely have some credibility. They definitely are forced to be reckoned with and not to be taken lightly. Apart from that, everybody knows, if you follow football, how the Saudi League is growing. They've been able to splash cash and get big players from Europe into their league, the likes of Cristiano Ronaldo, the likes of Sadio Mane, Firmino, Mahrez, big names. We all know about the Saudi League. And what this has done is really help to develop the league, develop football in the country. And of course, the local players will benefit as well because they're learning from these players, getting experience and raising their level because they have to compete against these big hitters who have won Champions Leagues and Premier Leagues and these kind of things. So you have a Saudi team here with a front 3 from Al Ali, Al Ittihad, and Al Nassr. Big teams that we are hearing about week in, week out. So this Saudi League, apart from being a good team, in terms of players, they also have a certain level to them because they are accustomed playing against high-level players every single week, which unfortunately is something that this Trinidad and Tobago team do not have. We don't have that kind of exposure. We don't have players playing against these high-level opposition every week. And I don't think we have that level as yet. Right? So regarding the Saudi team, we're coming up against some pretty strong opposition. So let's talk about Trinidad and Tobago. The thing is, football plays on the day, so I will never say that we are down and out. We always have a chance. We do have quality in our team, the likes of Levi Garcia, the likes of Kevin Molino. These are the guys that we'll be looking to tomorrow to really lead the pack to try and get that victory because they are the guys we know have the quality and they could just turn it on at any point in time. Molino came on against Haiti on Thursday, changed the game completely, though they were down to 10 men. He just made everything flow. Everything was just, better. And then, of course, we know Levi Garcia has the quality. Maybe he didn't have the best game against Haiti, but as you could see, getting the red card, he just needs a small moment of brilliance, one chance to put away. And, he could be a game changer. Regarding which lineup I think Dwight York should go with, I think I would go with the same lineup, to be completely honest with you. Maybe he might bring back in Alvin Jones. If we play that back 4, I think he'll bring back in Alvin Jones to play right back. Rio Cardenas had a really good game, but sometimes defensively might not have been the best. So I think he might bring in Alvin. I also believe Alvin played against Saudi Arabia in December when we played them, so he may have an idea of the opposition as well. So maybe Dwight might bring him back in. I can't see the two centre-back pairing, the two centre-backs changing. Sheldon Batu, Dwight has trusted him throughout, this whole campaign, and even from St. Kitts right through to the Haiti game, Batu has played. And then, of course, Justin Garcia, well, he scored and had a decent game, to be fair. So maybe I think that, they'll probably go with the same centre-back pairing. Andre Raymond, I think he had a good game too. I think he solidified his spot, although he did get beaten a few times, and one did lead to a goal and the penalty, which was missed. I think he still had a good game. He's good on the ball, and he just has to be careful of that because Saudi have pace going forward, and it could be very dangerous. Midfield as well, Rampersad, as I said, he was my man of the match in the last game. I think he should play again. Daniel Phillips, quality. And in the attacking midfield position, Nathaniel James is a competent centre attacking mid, don't get me wrong, but I think based off of the form shown in the last game, Kevin Molino might get his spot back in this squad. And again, if I'm not mistaken, he did play against Saudi Arabia in the last game as well in December. So that and all could be something, And then with our front three, I think we should go. Actually, I think there should be a change in the front three. So Spicer is fine on the left, Levi through the middle, and I think Real Gil should start, because what he showed in that last game, although he missed that big chance in the end, he came on and injected some fire in that Trinidad and Tobago squad. And if we could get that from the start and try to put pressure on that Saudi Arabia defense, that could be problems, because he really was a live wire when he came on. Dante Sealy had a really good game against St. Kitts and Nevis, but ever since hasn't really looked up to that standard. So I think Gil might deserve a start in this one, and it's just about decision making as well. When we get those opportunities, especially against Saudi Arabia, please make the right decision, put away the chances. This is a game where we kind of have to aim to be perfect, because there's our last chance to qualify. As I said, no pressure on them to qualify for the Gold Cup. We're looking at the performance and we're looking at the World Cup, but as football fans, we always have to find a way to win, to back our team. And I think we really just have to focus on making the right decisions in the attack, staying defensively focused and disciplined. And we have a chance. As I always say, if you're in it, you could win it. And, we have a chance to advance. So all the best, Soccer Warriors, and let's go.